He'll be giving instructions after the introductions. Richard Flaherty. All right, fans, here we go. Lightweight special attraction scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first, ladies and gentlemen, on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with red trim, fighting out of the beautiful city of San Antonio, Texas. He weighed in at 136 pounds. With a record of 40 wins, 4 losses, and 2 draws, he has 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former WBC super featherweight champion of the world, introducing the classy Jesse James Leija. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the red corner, this 10-round lightweight attraction, wearing red trunks with silver trim, fighting out of Sacramento, California, by way of El Paso, Texas. He weighed in at the lightweight limit of 135 pounds with a record of 23 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. He has 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing the current NABF lightweight champion, known as the Hispanic Causing Panic, introducing Juan Lazcano. Once again, Richard Flaherty, our referee, now to give instructions.
Okay, gentlemen, we went over the instructions in the dressing room, and I expect you to adhere to those. I don't think we should have any problems. You're both good professional fighters, so we want you to conduct yourself in that manner. Okay, do you have any questions? No, any questions, Juan? Okay, just a couple of things now. I want to remind you, no hitting on the brakes, no hitting on the belt, at the belt. Don't hit a man when he's down. No, these trunks are all right. These trunks are all right, okay? My discretion on the fouls. Let's keep good, clean, professional fight, gentlemen, okay? Go back to your corners. Touch them up. Good.
Long instructions from referee Richard Flaherty out of Braintree, Massachusetts. Juan Lazcano averages just over 4 rounds. Physically imposing, as Bobby said, very strong, confident, comes right ahead, not tentative, pressure, and a very, very busy pace. Leija at his best, a hard-working, well-conditioned, well-skilled boxer who likes to get into close range and wear you down, poised and patient, waits for the opening, doesn't look for the knockout, lots of heart, inner strength. Will Leija take Lazcano to school, or will youth overcome experience? Young Lazcano may be an exception, wise and crafty beyond his years.
And Lazcano's the taller fighter with the better reach. He fights more of an inside fight, crowding style, banging the body, arms, elbows, everything. He'll hit it all.
Lazcano in the red with the white trim. Leija, the former super featherweight champion, in the black with the red lettering. Lazcano from the boxing-rich Sacramento, California area, which has produced fighters like Diego Corrales, Tony the Tiger Lopez, Loreto Garza, and Bobby Chacon. A lot of talent there.
Right now, I would have expected that Lazcano would put a little more pressure on Leija, test his older body. A lot of wars in that system. Who knows?
Yeah. Leija told us, hey, everybody's looking for erosion, but he feels he's in terrific condition, only getting better. Started so late, he hasn't taken that much of a pounding and takes care of the body. He says he's developed more speed thanks to new kinds of training of late with strength coach Ed Cosner, who also works with the San Antonio Spurs.
And he also pointed out, as well as his trainer, that, hey, only the premium in the class beat me. The Oscar De La Hoyas, Sugar Shane Mosleys, Ruelas, and Zuma Nelson. He said only Hall of Famers beat me, nobody else.
And as for Lazcano's fast pace and pressure, Leija said it was that way with Troy Dorsey, Louis Espinosa, Shane Mosley. He'll make Lazcano miss, make him pay, make him change. That's what Leija told us. Meanwhile, Lazcano has to keep Leija at the end of that good jab. Don't let Leija come in with his head, which he's known for. Make Leija work, and as Bobby said, wear him down. The longer the fight, the better it is for young Lazcano. Oh, big right hand there by Lazcano for the left jaw.
I was just about to say, it looks like Lazcano's looking to load up with 1 or 2 shots. That's not really his game plan. He's one of those types that it's an attrition factor. He'll beat you up, beat you up, beat you up, and then it all catches up.
Lazcano's trainer, the very capable Freddie Roach, wants his man to be aggressive, but not over-aggressive as Leija goes to the body. He wants Lazcano to shorten up the punches, fight 3 hard minutes every round.
We talked about attacking aggressively with patience. This is not really attacking aggressively right here, but I would say this is some patience.
Well, Leija knows he won't have to go looking for Lazcano.
Nice combination by Leija. Under and over, worked uppercuts, hooks, and then a right hand to the head.
Leija looking impressive here in the opening round against a man 10 years his junior.
The jab's working for you, but we gotta start doubling up on the jab, all right? And then working off it, okay? One jab's not gonna be enough, all right? We need a little more combinations off the jab, all right? Okay. All right, start doubling the jab up and then look for that right hand after that, okay? And when you break into the body there, take the shot, all right?
What do you hooks? Give the jab in the face. Okay. I want you to move. Relax. Okay. Give me the little angles. Okay. To come in too straight sometimes. Okay. Don't go in there straight. Okay. Bring an angle. Okay.
Second job.
Keep moving, James.
Jesse Sr. wants more angles. Don't go in straight. The calm, low-key approach in the other corner of Freddie Roach. But as a fighter, fierce and savage. Lazcano told us he respects Leija, says he's pretty strong, fights well defensively, keeps the guard closed, his head down. But I got to break him apart technically, said Juan.
Juan's come out with a much better jab now. Really working that jab.
Well, this is a kid who's on a mission to win a title, a world title. He's very passionate about the game. Been around Jim's fight since he's about 12.
I noticed in the first round, both fighters, though, Steve, were throwing an unusual amount of lead right hands. I wonder if they've seen something against each other in tapes or against other fighters that they thought was telling.
Well, Leija told us he watched the Lazcano-Vasquez fight, and it gave him confidence, Bobby, that a 39-year-old Vasquez, who's really a featherweight, 126, could go 9 rounds with Lazcano. So he said that gave him more confidence for this fight.
Well, it's interesting because I thought Lazcano looked very impressive in that fight. Having said that, Vasquez was a lot lighter when he was at his best, and 39 is old.
I guess Leija had his own particular spin on that fight. Good counter punch, left hand, and then to the body by Lazcano.
I'll tell you what, nice counter punching by both fighters, leads and counters by both men.
Lazcano, a student of the game, throwing out that jab sort of as a measuring stick to set up the right. Leija missing with the straight right hand. And Lazcano goes back to the jab, boxing well.
Right now, the pace of this fight and the style of this fight favors Leija. He's allowed to rest a little bit here and there, not put any pressure on his body, box from the outside, throw combinations, counter. Lazcano not doing badly, but this is not the best fight for him against Leija.
We were curious. We asked Leija how much longer would he like to fight. He's been fighting 12 years. He's 34. He said, well, I'm taking it fight by fight, but my kids want me to stop now.
I guarantee a good, decisive win here, and he's not going to stop for a while.
That's for sure. He didn't know if he could make the weight, so that's why they established an over the weight situation here. He said 2 pounds here. That's a huge difference.
And he also pointed out that a lesser title than a world title is not important to him. He's had the lesser titles and even a world title, and that's all he wants from here on in.
Yeah, and he walks around about 154, 155. He's about 146 here right now. Good right-left combination by Leija.
Right now, one of the telling factors, Steve, Leija's throwing more punches. He's more active, and he's winning this round, I think, just because of more activity.
Final seconds of round 2. If you like round 1, round 2 is better for the veteran Leija.
Working back, maybe pushing back. He can't fight going back. Okay? Okay. When you work in an angle, go in an angle, don't go straight in. push him back. He can fight going back.
Try to get him on the rope.
Go side to side. So I want you to side step on him when you're in close, okay?
Okay. Close your eyes.
Side step him. When you hook and you're right.
Leija working on the inside, throwing a nice set of combinations. A little bit back and forth here. He's still jabbing, working. Lazcano's trying to match him, but inside punches landed by Leija. Outside still here, leading with the right hand, the hook. Hook to the head and the body. He's taking play away from Lazcano, Steve, by throwing just a couple more shots.
You wonder if Leija has more strength and power than Lazcano right now because of the fact that he's come in about 146, 147, 148. That's welterweight.
That's a full-blown welterweight. The limit is 147. It was a low blow by Lazcano.
Big right hand by Lazcano, but it was blocked by the gloves of Leija, who counters beautifully with a right-left combination to the head.
Nice left uppercut by Lazcano, too. He's starting to get inside the guard of Leija a little more effectively this round. But the shots are still 1 and 2 at a time.
Nice overhand right by Leija to the chin. And then a left off top of the head of Lazcano.
See its numbers. Leija right now is landing just a few extra punches more than Lazcano. It's a big factor in the long haul.
I feel Lazcano coming on a little bit now. He's starting to connect more. And showing a little more power. But with that, back comes Leija. Leija going to the head with combinations.
Leija may be older, but he's getting his pound of respect from the young man now.
And terrific defense by Leija.
He blocked those nice. He stepped aside, made Lazcano miss. Lazcano not being as effective as he was against Vasquez.
A little more tentative. He's starting to land now with that overhand right, Lazcano, in the right.
Nice double overhand right. You see him try to third, and he missed, but Jesse will make the adjustments.
And Leija making Lazcano pay when Lazcano misses. Leija looking very sharp. He's making Lazcano miss again with that right hand.
Back.
Leija having no trouble keeping up with this pace. In fact, he's setting it.
You know what, Steve? More than he's setting the pace, he's dictating how it's going to go. When he wants to fight, he fights. And Lazcano's not pressing him to fight when he wants to rest. That's important for Leija.
And he's showing more speed than we see. Beautiful 1-2-3 combination to the head by Leija. So maybe this strength and conditioning program has some merit that he's on with the man from the Spurs. But it is early. We approach the final 20 seconds of round 3. It's scheduled for 10, a non-title fight. Leija continues to be effective. Best punch of the night, the straight right hand.
He tried to attempt the next overhand right, send Lazcano back, but he just missed it by just inches.
All right.
Okay.
Another good round for the ex-champion, Leija.
All right, Juan. Nice deep breath. One more. Now, Juan, we gotta go work out this time, okay? You're waiting way too long in this guy. You hear me, son? All right? Now here, you gotta start using that double jab, probably that right hand behind that, all right? Combinations. You're letting him get off combinations inside, all right? You've got to get your combinations up for me, all right? You gotta pick it up, okay?
Leija doing one of the things he needs to, make Lazcano miss and make him pay. There he throws a nice right hand, left combination, but he's making Lazcano pay. It's an overhead look, excuse me. See, 1-2 at a time by Lazcano. Jesse with 2 or 3 back. 1 or 2 of them gets in. He's taking the combinations and the clashes by throwing extra punches, Steve.
You said it, Bobby. This is not the same Juan Lazcano we saw against Wilfredo Vasquez, the 3-time world champion. He seems to be showing Leija too much respect.
Not only that, in his corner, Freddie Roach said, listen, you gotta start to work here. Giving this guy too much time. He's getting too quick. that oppressor. Lazcano is the one in the retreat right now.
For a moment there, back in the third round, I thought that Lazcano was beginning to come on, but then he retreated once again. And a lot of that has to do with Leija, the way he is pressing the attack, not allowing Lazcano to do much damage. But a head movement from Leija, trying to take Lazcano out of his game. Pretty jab sets up the right for Leija. And then Lazcano answers with a double left hook to the body.
Okay, you know, I talked to Jesse James Leija in the meetings yesterday. He said, you know, I've only been beat by Hall of Famers, but I have so much experience this kid doesn't understand what he's in for. And here comes Leija delivering again.
Leija jumping on Lazcano.
He's playing the younger Lazcano, preying on his inexperience and playing like a fiddle he knows well.
And the crowd really getting behind the former world champ of the black trunks, Jesse James Leija. Good right hand by Lazcano, missed with the left wildly.
Nice and easy. Get back.
So he couldn't follow up that big right, Lazcano. And that slowed Leija down a bit.
Because of Lazcano's style, too, he's not as effective moving back. He's not really a mover. He's a come-forward type of guy who has to lay his body on you to be at his maximum effectiveness, and he's just not doing it. Not tonight.
Lazcano 23-2-1 with 17 knockouts. He's won 9 straight with 8 knockouts since his last defeat in '98, a third-round TKO with Golden Johnson, who his camp calls an aberration. His 2 losses were to Jose Monjarez, a 6-round decision in '94, and Golden Johnson. Lazcano's been down 2 times in his career. He's a former Texas Golden Gloves champion. Born in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, grew up in El Paso, now lives in the fighting town of Sacramento.
It also takes Steve more energy to move backward. Leija's using less energy, coming forward at his leisure, punching when he wants, not punching when he doesn't want, making Lazcano miss and making pay. It's a bad strategy for Lazcano.
Yeah, and as a former fighter, you know how difficult it was to fight going backwards. Not many could do it successfully.
Muhammad Ali, we're not all.
And we saw how that affected Chavez last week against Kostyazu.
Beautiful double right hand by Lazcano. Leija weathered it well, but got hit with another one.
Lazcano beginning to land with that overhand right now. He got in with 3 just before the bell.
There you go. Now let's see what happens when you back this guy up. All right? Here's that. Nice deep breath. Give me another one. 1. You can't wait on this guy. You hear me, son? You gotta back this guy up and put pressure on him, all right? 1. He can't fight.
Right hands are firing today. There's one right hand by Lazcano. Right down the pipe. Follows back with some jabs. There's Jesse trying to get the right hand. There's the second one that landed very cleanly. Later in the round, working behind the jab. Lazcano's trying to get that right hand in. But Jesse, there's another one. Just the 2 of them are going right hand crazy. There's a double right hand late by Lazcano. That was the first one. That's the second one. And that's actually a third one. So they're both finding homes with that right hand, Steve.
As we get into round 5, scheduled for 10.
Lazcano came out with a different look on his face, and a different feel to his body, because he went straight at Leija, firing, and he's coming forward now.
Leija has been in command for the most part. Lazcano, though, ended the 4th round successfully with those 3 right hands. There's a big right hand there by Leija. And then Lazcano showing more confidence to open up the 5th, but Leija wipes that right off.
Hey, don't push. Watch your shoulders.
Both seem to have answers here with the right hand.
It'll be interesting to see which of the corners gets their fighter to make the adjustment about not getting hit with so many right hands.
Leija's right hand seems to be finding a home with more frequency.
Lazcano's just not throwing the punches he did with Vasquez. There's another big right hand looking to load up for 1 and done.
Well, in case you're wondering, Leija has been down 4 times in his tremendous career, 46 fights. But Leija only 16 knockouts in his 40 wins. Lazcano 17 KOs in his 23 victories.
Let him up. Nice and easy, guys.
Leija went down against Gabe Ruelas, Azuma Nelson, Oscar De La Hoya, and Shane Mosley.
We talk about the experience factor here for Leija, and I can't even begin to tell you the experience factor he has, the wealth of fighters he's fought at the top level. It's going to play big, and right now it is.
And this is the only way Lazcano's going to learn. Beautiful straight right hand by Leija. By fighting quality opponents like Jesse James Leija.
Nice left hook counter by Leija. Got Jesse's attention, but he's not following up with enough punches.
Well, Leija looking like he's 24. Lazcano 10 years younger than Leija.
It's amazing to me how Leija is actually pushing Lazcano around. Lazcano has shown how strong he is, how tenacious he is, what good conditioning he has. He just cannot seem to get the rhythm tonight. He can't push Jesse back.
All right, let him out. Don't wrestle.
Little
Hey, guys, I don't want to
abrasion
watch
around the right eye.
Tiny cut, Steve.
Leija, yes.
It is a tiny cut.
The cut that postponed this fight originally in June was over his left eye. Final seconds of round 5. And we'll keep an eye on that little cut around the right eye of Leija between rounds. And a big flurry just before the bell by Lazcano. Well, coming up next, our main event, Zab Judah versus Tyron Millette for the IBF Junior Welterweight Championship. As we take you into the dressing room of the challenger, Tyron Millette, former champion. When Judah was interim champ, he said he hoped Millette would take care of the belt and polish it before handing it over. Millette felt that Judah hadn't fought anyone and wasn't on the same level as he was. So as it turned out, Millette stripped after an injury, lost the belt outside the ring, feels Judah doesn't deserve to wear the belt because of the way he won it by not fighting the best at 140. The matter will be settled later.
Do it. You better throw combinations, you hear me? All right? Let's go. Let's pick it up for me, okay, son? All right, let's start backing this guy up with that good jab and put the pressure on this guy, all right? When you back him up, it's yours, okay?
Here we go.
Come on, don't blow this fight. Let's back the son of a bitch up, all right? Let's go to work.
Let's go. Okay, guys, let's go.
A sense of urgency as we hit the halfway mark in that Lazcano corner. Your unofficial scorecard?
My unofficial scorecard is 4 rounds to 1. I thought that the 4th round, Lazcano started strong and closed strong and just squeaked out the round. But he's really not fighting his fight in his corner. You can see there's some desperation there.
Here are the numbers at home, the online scoring, and they are close to agreeing with Bobby Chez. They've got a shutout for Jesse James Leija, 5-zip.
And you know what? I wouldn't argue that either. The 4th round where Lazcano started fast, started strong, and ended strong. Jesse dominated a lot of the middle of that round. It could very well be 5-zip. But then again, none of us are the judges.
William Hutt, Fred Ucci, and Stephen Weisfeld are the people in question. Round 6.
All right, let him out. Watch the elbows, guys. Watch the elbows.
Richard Flaherty, the 3rd man of the ring. This an over-the-weight lightweight encounter scheduled for 10. Although Lazcano is the NABF lightweight champion. Leija in the black trunks, the former WBC super featherweight champion, a title he won from the professor, the African warrior, the great Azuma Nelson. He actually fought him 4 times. A victory. It was 2 victories, a loss, and a draw.
I'll tell you what, the draw I thought he won. It was a hell of a fight we did many years ago. I thought that the draw was very, very close, and he could have won the draw. But Azuma Nelson, one of the all-time greats.
Well, Lazcano has to start turning it on. He seems to be well behind into the second half of the fight.
He started this round correctly, but he's backing off again. In his corner, you heard Freddie Rhodes say, back this guy up. He said it a little more colorfully than I did.
Yes, he did.
Leija said he had to take Lazcano out of his game plan, get him out of his rhythm, and certainly to date he's done that.
Well, no signs of ring erosion for the 34-year-old Jesse James Leija, that's for sure. He looks to be in outstanding condition. And they did a good job on that cut.
All right, get him up, get him up.
The Leija cut man, Joe Souza, the veteran. Oh, beautiful twisting left uppercut to the chin by Lazcano.
It was a nice double hook by Lazcano, followed back by a right hand and a left uppercut. But Leija has some answers.
Back comes Jesse James. And then a countering short, crisp left to the jaw by Lazcano. Lazcano has to be patient.
But this is Lazcano's type of fight. If it stays like this for 3 more rounds, I wonder what Jesse's body has left in it.
Oh, beautiful left hook by Lazcano. Just bounced it off the chin of
Watch that
Leija.
head in there, one.
Tough round for Leija.
Much better, much better. That's what I want to see. Nice deep breath, one. One more.
Come on, I gotta tell you, watch your head moving in and out of there, okay?
Okay, here you go. Take a rinse. All right, one. Now here. That's better work for you, son. All right? Now I want more, okay?
We dissect things even further as we go inside the ropes with Bobby Chen.
Well, the right hand has been working. There's one. He comes back with another one over the jab. 2. He's found a home for that right hand. And he's landing it so cleanly. Lazcano there again, not making the adjustments. The right hand again inside the ropes, over, under. The right hand has been the key weapon for Jesse James Leija.
You can take over right now, you hear me?
But later, Lazcano had some answers himself, and that brought more confidence to Freddie Roach. He was very pleased with the end of that round.
And he closed the end of that round pretty strong. He hurt Leija with a left hook right toward the end of the round, and it was a very telling left hook.
Round 7. Let's see if Lazcano can pick up where he left off from round 6, the end of it.
A little shoulder warning on the way in. Lazcano jammed the shoulder in Jesse's face.
Well, both fighters predicted there might be some roughhouse tactics in this bout because they both like to fight on the inside, and Leija in particular does sometimes come in with his head, and you'll see cutting and headbutts and elbows. Right, they both know all the tricks.
Watch your head. Hey, I got it. Watch your head.
And referee Richard Flaherty is starting to point out to the two fighters, watch the heads.
Nice body shots by Lazcano. That's what he wants to do, weaken the older fighter, break him down if he can.
This is the best Lazcano's look, but back comes a countering right hand by Leija. But Lazcano game.
But that exchange was won by Lazcano. Make no mistake about it.
I got it.
No question, the flurry had Lazcano's name on it. Lazcano beginning to unleash those left hooks now effectively. It's a beautiful left hook to the head.
Again, now Lazcano starting to throw more of the punches within the exchange, especially in close quarters. That's his fight.
Lazcano wants to drag it into a knockdown street fight. Leija continues to come forward. Now Lazcano
appears to be a little something off Leija's punches this round. Lazcano's punches picking up in intensity just a bit. Lazcano's starting to land the better shots.
Well, the first half of the fight belonged to the veteran Jesse James Leija in the black. And it looks like the early part of the second half of the fight is Lazcano. Beautiful left-right combination by Lazcano. The right was more effective and powerful.
And you see the cut starting to bleed again. One of those left hands found its mark.
Cut around the right eye, the outside of the right eye of Jesse James Leija. And Lazcano starting to really stick that jab. Beautiful overhand right as the blood comes dripping down the right side of Leija's face.
Again, another right hand and a left hook. Lazcano starting to come on.
He He's starting to close the gap.
Yeah, I can't throw it to you. Can't throw it to you.
Lazcano's starting to be a little more effective, starting to dig into the body. There's a hook over, then under. Right up in the solar plexus, still working it. There's a little shoulder, right hand over the top, and another left. Here it comes with that hook. There's the hook right on the eye, and we saw it open up and start bleeding. Late in the round, Lazcano lands the right hand. He's pushing Jesse back now, and he's starting to land with the bigger shots. His punch is getting stronger. Jesse's, again, there another right hand over the top. Jesse's getting weaker.
And Lazcano continues to assert himself. You can see Leija looking a little weary there on the stool. Joe Souza earning his money, the cut man. The right hand and an answering double left jab by Lazcano to the head. Now Lazcano turns Leija around and nails him in the belly. Leija's punches being blocked for the most part by Lazcano now. Not that one though. A straight right hand by Leija that found a home.
Beautiful right hand by Leija. And he's making Lazcano miss. Making him miss.
So Leija with a second win, even though he looked exhausted.
Well, you know what? This round is still pretty early. It's not even a minute in. It's going to take more than 45 seconds to win the round.
Let's see if Lazcano can jump on Leija and take the starch out of him.
Something that we're seeing from Leija here that we didn't see with Vasquez is better foot movement, stepping around Lazcano, make him run past, miss, continue to miss.
Lazcano coming forward, sticking that shotgun jab, good left uppercut to the Adam's apple by Lazcano.
Right, I got it. It's an easy game.
The round is evened out with just over a minute to go. Lazcano starting to pressure Leija more and more. Most of those blocked. That was low.
Blow.
Right, I got it.
I think that was right on the border, if not low.
Yep. Lazcano being cautioned by Richard Flaherty.
That was every bit of the belt line, maybe a little lower.
Let's see if Leija retaliates in any fashion. Beautiful straight right, yeah, by Leija. Right on the nose. That's how you get a boxer's nose.
This is a close round that can be stolen, Steve.
Final 30 seconds of round 8, scheduled for 10. Yeah, this is a real tight one. Hard to score.
Big flurry down the stretch here could lead either fighter to steal this round.
Let's see if somebody takes the initiative in the final 10 seconds. It's Lazcano. But back comes Leija, who turns him around on the ropes. Man, how do you score this round?
Very, very close.
You gotta win the last 2 rounds. We need the last 2 rounds. Okay. We need them big. We need them big.
You know, girl. Just people always gotta watch me. Watch me. Swing right. All right?
It's too close to call. You gotta win the last 2 rounds.
Jesse tried to close out the end of the round. Lazcano was there to meet him, try and come back. Big right hand after a hook, missing a lot on the inside. A lot of punches going over and around. Lazcano coming back a little on his own, but not a lot of real damage done. That one big shot. Lazcano once again trying to close back. But Leija probably got the better of that exchange, but boy, not by a lot, Steve.
Leija's manager, Lester Bradford, just leaned over to me, Bobby.
Let's go to work.
And he told me that Leija has been struggling with a bad left shoulder the last 3 rounds.
Well, this is the wrong place to be with a bad shoulder.
Lazcano jumping on Leija.
They're both sensing the urgency right now. There's only 2 rounds left, and they gotta let it all hang out.
It is round 9. 2 rounds to go. You heard Leija's corner saying to Jesse, you gotta win these last 2 rounds.
Well, the fight's closed up a little bit. 5 rounds to 3 I have it for Leija, so Leija's looking, as we say, dormy. He can only get a draw, provided nothing drastic happens on my unofficial scorecard.
It looks like there's no question Lazcano has to win the next 2 rounds. And then some. Leija looking sharp here in this exchange.
I think he's using his experience here, making Lazcano miss, making him pay.
Right now, it's experience over age. Lazcano struggling against the veteran ex-champion, Jesse James Leija, who continues to make Lazcano pay when he misses. Leija looking a lot faster than he's looked in a while.
You know what? Speed was more of a factor than it looked to be on paper. Lazcano pretty quick hands, Leija pretty quick hands. Leija's been beating to the punch and then throwing 1 or 2 more every time.
No knockdowns. Good left hook to the head by Lazcano.
Stop.
Look out, roughhouse tactics by Lazcano.
You watch
And he
your
gives
elbow.
Leija
It's
a
on your
wink.
elbow.
And he's being warned about the elbow. Lazcano showing some desperation now.
Good right hand and left hook, but counter punches by Leija.
Those punches being blocked by the arms and gloves of Leija.
And the referee warned Lazcano. There was a look on his face of disgust, borderline aggravation. And I don't know, but he made sense that he's losing this fight.
Lazcano hasn't lost in a couple of years. Leija has never lost a non-title bout. But his last loss was in '98 against Shane Mosley. TKO round 9 for the IBF lightweight belt.
And up until a certain point in time, it was a very competitive fight. Leija did look good, but then Sugar Shane turned it up.
Oh, beautiful, wicked left hook to the head by Lazcano. That may have been his best punch of the night.
Okay.
9 complete.
All right, Juan. All right, I got you. Now, Juan. Here. We better go work out there. You got 1 round to go, son. This is your career at stake. You hear me? All right, son? Hey, let's go. Put the pressure on this guy, okay? Let's get out there now and fight this son of a bitch, all right?
I got no legs, all I got is spirit.
Hey.
Last round, guys. Last round.
All right, now here. When you double the hook up and fire your combinations, you got this guy going. You gotta keep going.
Okay, with that Vaseline. Take some of that
Okay,
off.
baby, okay.
Pick up the hand. Keep him tight.
Yeah, try to do this uppercut on him. He's coming in at you. Uppercut your right hand. Come on, baby.
Be fast, come on.
One down hard.
It's all on the line, son. It's all on the line.
Joe Souza, the cut man, like something out of a Hollywood movie. And you heard Freddie Roach as they touched gloves for the 10th and final round. You talk about a sense of urgency in the Lazcano corner. Roach saying, this is your career, son.
Well, you know what? He realizes what's going on, and he, as I do, probably believes that Jesse James Leija right now has a slight edge. And you know what? I have no idea what the agenda is for this fight, so the judges may be completely seeing something different. I just don't know.
Well, you would think it's desperate times for Juan Lazcano. That was the tone of Freddie Roach.
Lazcano just didn't come forward enough. Leija was the effective aggressor for the vast majority of this fight, landed more shots, finished combinations better, overall showed ring generalship, I thought, much more consistently and often. I'm telling you, it's just Jesse James has been reborn.
I agree. Overhand right lands by Lazcano.
But Steve, it's 1, 2, and out. He's not following up with combinations.
There it is again, the left hand, but he didn't follow it up with the right.
Right. All right, let him out.
Right on cue. A straight right again by Lazcano, but he didn't follow. We approach the halfway point of the 10th and final round. We may see a reborn Jesse James Leija.
And this is not the last round of a desperate fighter on Lazcano. He's not letting it all hang out the entire round. He needs this round dearly.
But not performing like he does. Good right hand by Leija. Lazcano opening up a little bit with a couple of lefts to the head.
And the cut's open one more time, but again, a very slow trickle.
Lazcano may need a dramatic knockout to win this one. Under a minute to go in the fight. Look who's going backwards. It's Lazcano.
I was just about to say, Steve, again, effective aggressiveness right now. Lazcano's being effective from the outside, but he has not been able to be effective on the way in very often.
Now he presses the attack, but it may be too little too late.
Right, all right, let him out. Don't hit, James. All right, James. Okay.
Leija with a little business behind the head. Leija continues to be active. It's been that way the entire fight. Leija showing that he is in excellent condition. And he may very well have won this fight.
You know what, as of right now, I think the last round Lazcano may be pulled out by just outworking Leija, landing too many of those right hands, but he did not win the fight on my scorecard.
Well, a big finish by Lazcano, but I'm not sure it's enough. That is it. And the crowd showing its appreciation here at Mohegan Sun.
You got it, baby. You got it. Pick him up. Pick him up.
Hello, San Antonio.
Jesse James Leija, a hero in his hometown, the Alamo City of San Antonio, saying hello to the folks back home.
Good fight, guys. Great fight, guys. Class, okay? All class.
Now a show of good sportsmanship.
You both kept a good, clean fight. Good job. Great fight.
And congrats from the ref.
Good fight, man. Good fight.
But a disappointed Juan Lazcano. There's that cut just above the right eye.
San Antonio.
Didn't bleed a lot.
Yeah, they did a nice job. Joe Souza, one of the nice guys in the sport. Well, there's a great close-up.
Lazcano really trying to get it done, but only in the last portion of the last round. He needed to let it hang out more often. He lands a couple of great big bombs. There's the right hand. A couple more inside, a left hook. And he really, at the bell, right there at the bell, he lands 2 or 3 of the best shots he's landed all night, but I think far too little and way too late. From the overhead, you'll see there's a nice right hand and a left hook. Probably his best 2 punches in succession all night long, Steve.
Would you call this an unexpected victory? Leija gets the W?
No, because a lot of people talked to me before the fight and they said, does Leija have a chance? I said, not only has a chance,
Hey, Jesse.
I said his experience and the fact that he's only been beaten by the very best in his divisions over the years tells me a lot about who he is as a fighter. You know I've always liked his abilities. I thought he had a good chance of winning the decision, but I didn't think he'd win by knockout.
And again, the look of disappointment on the face of Lazcano. He knows it.
And they're taking long, Steve. When they take long, there's usually controversy.
Well, there's controversy, or it could be a draw,
Everybody in San
which you
Antonio.
don't want to see. And
Which is controversy.
Well, that would be controversy in this case.
Roscoe Ray.
The judges are William Hutt of West Hartford, Connecticut, Fred Ucci of Yorktown Heights, New York, and Stephen Weisfeld of Rivervale, New Jersey. And we're set to get the results from Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Great fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards and we have a split decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, William Hutt scores about 96 to 94 in favor of Jesse James Leija. Judge at ringside, Fred Ucci scores the bout 96-94 in favor of Juan Lazcano. Judge at ringside, Steve Weisfeld scores the bout 97-93 in favor of the winner, Juan Lazcano.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you know, Steve, we talked about the possibility that judges might have agendas. I'm not in Vegas, but I'm in a casino, so to me, I'm not as shocked as I should be.
It wasn't a draw. It was a victory for Lazcano, which is controversial. A split decision victory. Hutt had a 96-94 Leija, Ucci 96-94 Lazcano, and Weisfeld 97-93 Lazcano.
97-93 is 7 rounds to 3. Not giving Jesse James more than 3 rounds, I think, is nothing short of criminal.
I gotta hold my nose on this one. This one was a stinker.
This
Bad.
is not good.
Bad judgment. Juan Lazcano becomes the first to beat Jesse James Leija in a non-title fight. Does it in controversial, disputed fashion. We do not agree.
He becomes the first to get a decision, not necessarily beat Jesse James Leija.
Lazcano continues his winning ways and chalks up his second win in a row over the former champion, 3-time world champion Wilfredo Vazquez first, and now former super featherweight champ Jesse James Leija, but certainly not in convincing fashion like he did with Vazquez. Coming up next, our main event, unbeaten Zab Judah takes on former champion, #1 contender Teron Millette.
Thanks very much, Steve. I'm here with the winner, Juan Lazcano. Juan, before they gave the decision, you had a sad look on your face. Did you think you lost?
Well, it's not really that. I knew I had pulled it off by a little, but you know, you work so hard in the gym, and then sometimes you walk in the ring and you don't feel all there, you know? Like, there's no excuses. Hey, you know, I'm a man, but unfortunately, when you work so hard and something happens, you know, and your legs weren't all there, you weren't all there, but just like any other champion, you have to perform when you're not at your best.
Now, your trainer, Freddie Roach, wanted you to make this man fight every 3 minutes. You seem like you were a step slow. Is anything the matter?
No, the thing was, like I said, my legs, I was too straight up. I couldn't bend my knees and get inside, you know what I mean?
Did you loosen up enough in the ring?
Yeah, I
before?
did. It's just, you know, it happens, buddy. It happens to every single person. Ask anyone.
You think a little bit of Jesse James Leija had something to do with it?
I don't think so. I think it was today, you know, my legs weren't there. But it was a lesson for me, I think.
What did you learn?
Well, I learned that when you don't have something, you know, when you're not all there 100%, you have to find it, dig down deep and perform, you know what I mean? And that's what a champion's all about, or at least, you know, en route to a championship. You know, you gotta have that in you when it's not there, and you just dig in deep, just like Michael Jordan when he had the flu and he played the game.
Well, tell me, when plan A doesn't work, what's plan B?
Plan B is your soul searching, you know what I mean? You gotta soul search and find it, dig down deep in you and just, you know, perform.
Well, what inspired you to get it from the soul?
Well, you know, I mean, I've worked so hard and I wasn't gonna let anyone or anything. I couldn't perform to what my heart wanted me to do in my mind because my legs were like holding me back. But hey, you know, it's another win, but I learn again. I go back to the gym and think about what I did right and what I did wrong and work on my bad things, you know. But I want to say hi to everyone. Have a lot of people, everyone in Chicago, in New York, Wado radio station, El Paso, Texas. I love you. My sisters in Houston, my mom, El Poopies, Los Angeles, Wildcard Gym, Las Vegas, Community College of Southern Nevada.
You got a lot of people to thank.
Yeah, a lot of friends. And, you know, like I said, I'm sorry. You know, I didn't perform to what I could have done, but we pulled it off, and we go back to the gym. Jesse James Leija, I can't take anything away from him. He put up a good fight. He's a strong guy. And, you know, he's a Texan. And
well, let me get to him. Thank you. You're the split decision winner. Jesse James Leija. Thought you had it won, and you look like in your expression you were a little shocked.
No, never shocked, man. You don't forget, I'm a veteran. I've been in this thing 47. This is my 47th fight. I've seen it all. Hey, I knew I wasn't the house fighter here. I was the underdog. You know, he's with main events who put on the fight. We all know what happens. This is boxing. But you know what? I still got to come in here, and I still got to fight, and I can't make no excuses. Just go in here and fight and do the best I can, and let the judges pick the winner.
Well, you lied to me. I thought you were 34. You look 24 in there.
I'm 34, going on 44. But, hey, he's a great fighter. He's strong. you know, I was just trying to relax myself in there a little bit. Maybe I was a little bit too relaxed. You know, I tried to pick it up in some rounds, and I thought I did well. I made him miss a lot. We kept banging heads a lot, you know, early in the fight. Just one of them fights. So I felt good about the fight. I gotta go home and look at it and see what I, you know, critique myself and see what I think of it.
Well, what you might want to look for is one of the judges only gave you 3 rounds.
Yeah. Hey, I can't do anything about the judging. I could only do about the fighting, and one of the other judges gave me more rounds. So there's a big discrepancy in there about the judging. But hey, all I got to do is fight.
Now, you got some cuts over your right eye, but you hurt your shoulder during the fight?
Early in the second round, maybe something wasn't warmed up enough or something. I don't know. That's why I stopped throwing my hook as much as, you know, I tried throwing it. It just wasn't coming out smoothly the way I wanted to, and I started missing with it. And I said I just gave it up, and I'll go back and ice it and make sure nothing's wrong with it.
Well, even with the shoulder, do you think you lost 7 rounds?
Oh no, definitely not 7 rounds. No way. You know, I don't know. Hey, let the judges. That's what they get paid for. I only fight, and that's what they pay me for.
Now, I know your sons want you to quit. Do you go out on this note?
I don't know. Like I said, we go back home. I critique myself looking at the tapes, talk to my wife, talk to my trainer, my dad, who's my dad, my manager, and everyone else, all my real good friends. Hi, everybody. We love you back in San Antonio. Can't wait to get back. And we talk to everybody, and everybody lets me know, you know, everybody loves me, I think, and I love everybody back, and I'm so close to a lot of people, and I really value their opinions.
Well, you did a good job tonight, in my opinion.
Thank you very much.
Let's go back to ringside and Steve Albert.
All right, Tony, the classy Jesse James Leija. You know, I have all kinds of respect for Juan Lazcano. He's a fine young fighter, but there is no question that tonight here in Uncasville, Connecticut, Jesse James Leija was robbed. And we'll take a look at the official scoring by the judges. And as Tony Page pointed out, Stephen Weisfeld only gave Leija 3 rounds, and that's a little hard to fathom, Bobby.
That's not hard to fathom. That's impossible to fathom. Okay, it's impossible to fathom, because if you judge a fight the way a fight is supposed to be judged, that is just outrageous, and I think it calls for an investigation.
Well, the fans at home knew what they were talking about. Let's check the online scoring results from our opening bout. A shutout. It wasn't even a question.
Well, I didn't have it quite that one-sided. I had it 7-3 for Leija. I thought that there were a few rounds that Lazcano started and closed well and did some things inside that are not very easy to pick up to the untrained eye. And, you know, I just couldn't give him 4 full rounds. And even if I gave him 4, he still loses.
Just spit it right in there. Don't worry about it. Drop your hands. Be sharp. Change your angle. Give him that, hey, come on. That snap your punch.
So you saw the